know what you're thinking. When is Piggy 2 going to come out? So what we're going to do is we're going to answer a few of your questions in today's video and what to expect from Piggy 2. Now I know it's been quite some time since I have done Facecam, but I'll be honest, it has just been so hot here in the UK that I really don't want to be under this bright light. So yes guys, we're back, here I am, let's do this. So if you guys are new around here, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, as it does help out the video and channel tremendously. Now guys, you may have seen a few changes on the channel. On Sundays, I will now be uploading my Disney vlogs that I went on holiday in October 2019 with my fiance Emily. Now don't worry, all Piggy content is going to remain on the channel. However, I just want to break it up a little bit and kind of add like a bonus video on a Sunday. That way you get to see me a little bit more than just me behind a computer and a game and all of that sort of stuff. You actually see a little bit into my life, and I like that sort of personal aspect to YouTube. Also guys, the Minitoon interview I believe will be out on Wednesday. Not 100%, but I think it's going to come out on Wednesday, which will be part 2. He does go over some really interesting things, and also Creekcraft did ask a question, which I do ask Minitoon, who actually gives us a really interesting answer. So guys, make sure to keep an eye out for that one. But he also does go into Piggy 2 potentially coming out soon. Now if you guys were to ask me what's my sort of like ratio as to what I think Piggy 2 may come out like, I actually am sitting at a 85 to 15% chance. I think that Piggy 2 is pretty much going to come out. If this guy, Minitoon, actually creates like one of the biggest games in Roblox, there's no way that he cannot make a Piggy 2. Now, I know that he did say in the first interview that he does have like quite a lot on his plate and that he wanted to go traveling and teach like children English and stuff like that. But guys, I don't see this virus thing slowing down for quite some time. So I feel like potentially we may get a Piggy 2 sooner rather than later. Now, we actually did talk after the interview, and he did say that he was not going to be answering everything in Piggy 2, which to me kind of sounds like Piggy 2 could potentially come out, guys. Now, I'm not going to say too much, obviously, because we did speak in sort of private, but what I will say is that what I got from him is there is pretty much going to be a Piggy 2 coming, and the next interview does actually sort of like explain as to how it could be coming as well. So really keep an eye out for that one, guys. It's going to be so interesting. But what should we expect in a Piggy 2? If a Piggy 2 was to come out, what do we expect? Now I know again Creek did actually upload a video yesterday of 5 unanswered questions, and that was actually a video that I had written down on a bit of paper, which I feel like I can't really do now because it's already been done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what to expect in Piggy 2. Now we do know that George was infected, so what do we expect to happen in Piggy 2? Do we think that he's going to show his infection? Do we going to learn more about his infection? That's another thing that we've got to try and consider in Piggy 2. Also, the story of TSP. Now we do know that IKEA's actually did create the TSP, like whoever that person is or group or thing, and also I don't know if it was in the interview, but we definitely spoke about it. It may have been after the interview, but we did actually get into some details about what TSP could be. And again, I know this is annoying, but I don't want to share everything because obviously these like conversations are in private, but if they are in the interview, then I will speak about them after. I just can't remember what was in the second interview. Now I know that a lot of people have been like trying to figure out who TSP is. Now one thing that I did say, like this came from me anyway, so I can say this as much as I like. I did ask if TSP has been like confirmed as to who it is, or is it going to be like sort of left in the shadows? It's not actually decided as to who TSP is, and then like they're going to decide further down the line, if you know what I mean. So what I basically asked was like, have you 100% nailed on who you're going to be choosing as TSP? And all I will say is this question did seem to stump Minitoon. He didn't really know how to answer it. However, I did get an answer, which again I'm not going to like describe or anything in this video, but I did get an answer, and it did kind of, I don't know if it was just the aspect of the question that I asked, but it kind of like, he had to try and think about what he was going to say. It kind of went like, and then it all came out then. So maybe something is going to happen with TSP down the line that we're not so certain about. Maybe it's not like 100% chosen as to who it could be yet, and not everybody is correct as such, because they're still leaving the TSP name sort of persona open. Does that make sense? So that's the next thing that we are going to expect in Piggy 2, is the whole TSP sort of, you know, bleh. Also, what else to expect in Piggy 2 is Mrs. P. What is actually going to happen with Mrs. P? Now, we do know that we saw her in that window in the city map. However, now Mr. P thinks that his wife, Mrs. P, is dead. Now, we clearly know that Mrs. P is not dead because we saw her figure in the city map. Now, I will say this. This was Creekcraft's question to Minitoon in the interview. Why does Mrs. P appear in the city map if she is supposedly dead? And boy, did we get a really, really good answer. I'm not gonna lie, like, when you hear this question, like, I got to the point where I didn't actually want to say too much. I want you guys to kind of guess as to what he was getting to, if you know what I mean. And when I say he, I mean Minitoon. Minitoon gave us a really good answer, and he didn't want to explain. He did what he normally does. He basically gave us questions. He didn't give us answers. He gave us questions. He circled around the whole story to try and ask us more questions. Minitoon does a really, really good job of, when he gives hints, he creates more questions than answers, and that is 100% what he did in that question. So that question, honestly guys, really, really look out for that one, because I feel like that one could actually open up a lot and a lot of doors to this storyline. Now, what else to expect in Piggy 2? Now, we do know that Piggy 2 is going to be about finding a cure. We know that it's going to be about finding a cure because in the final scenes of chapter 12 on the plant map, you can clearly see that George says, let's try and find a cure, and then I'm sure that the whole sort of next Piggy sort of stuff is going to be about trying to save everybody that is infected. However, we do know that George is infected, and how is that one going to affect Piggy 2? Is he finding a cure for himself? Like, that is one thing that in my mind just sounds pretty crazy. But what I think he's trying to do is, I think he's trying to save everyone. However, I feel like potentially he's actually being controlled by someone, and you guys know who I think that he's being controlled by, and I will say it right now, I think it's Pony. Okay, Pony, I know you're up to something. But what we do know, Piggy 2 is going to be all about, the storyline is trying to get this vaccine, is trying to get that cure for all of the infected and bringing all of those infected characters back to their normal state. Again, that is if a Piggy 2 comes out. It's not going to be 100% guaranteed that it's coming out, which is why I'm kind of 85% sure. I may still be wrong, guys. I may still be wrong. But it was one of the biggest games on Roblox. Like, I find it extremely hard to see Minitoon not making another game. Now, we do know that he is making another game with IKEAs, so maybe that game could integrate a little bit into Piggy, if you guys know what I mean. But guys, there is a lot of things to be answered still. Like, I'll be honest, chapter 12 didn't really answer an awful lot, did it? Not gonna lie, the first time I saw that cutscene, I was a little bit ooh, what's going on here then? There's not much. Which is why I think that it leads to Piggy 2 even more, because there are still so many and the most important questions still left unanswered. So guys, let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff that we have gone over in the comment section down below. And guys, there will be one more video coming out later tonight. I am kind of going to start up like a 60-second sort of short film series, and there will be a playlist for it all as well. I know I've done two before. I've done Pony, the origin of Pony, and then the origin of Pony and Zizzy's love life or something like that. So there is already two 60-second like short movies, and then they're just like something nice and easy and nice and simple just to watch at night, and I kind of do my voiceovers and stuff like that. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. There will be another one coming out at midnight tonight. I'm going to try and make that like a daily thing. Fingers crossed. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to try and work on it as much as we can. But anyway guys, thank you all for joining today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we shall see you all in the next one.